Hi, I'm Armfinnigan, and I'm going to be reading to you from Adventures with Ploox, Book 1, Risks, Wrecks, and Roughnecks. What would you do if you discovered your father was missing deep in the jungles of Mexico and you decided you had to go find him? Would you take your best friend? Not Nicky Neill Carpenter. He chooses to take a most unusual and unique fellow. Ploox, looks so dumb, picks his nose, sucks his thumb, pants are wet, snot is green, dumbest kid you've ever seen. Nicky Neill glanced at the ticket counter. A long line had formed behind the solitary open window. Ah! He gagged in horror. In the middle of the line, Mr. Plukowski stood erect and tall, hulking over everyone else. Ploox slouched beside him, staring into space, his right thumb fixed firmly in his mouth, and a blank expression tattooed across his face. He was crowding 6 feet himself, and his wiry hair made him seem even taller. But next to his dad, he was just another runt kid. Without warning, Mr. Plukowski delivered a swat to the back of his son's head and said, "I thought I told you to keep that thing out of your mouth. No thumbsucker I know of ever escaped 6th grade." Nicky Neill wasn't quite ready to face off with Ploox's old man, and what he'd just witnessed scared him even more. Still, he had no choice. He sucked down a lungful of stale air and made for the ticket line. As he approached, Mr. Plukowski stepped forward, closing the slack in the line. Sensing an opportunity, Nicky Neill slipped in beside his friend and hissed, "Ploox! Ploox!" But Ploox didn't notice him. He was too busy rubbing the sore spot on the back of his head. "Ploox!" Nicky Neill repeated, grabbing his friend's arm. "Nicky Neill!" Ploox's deep, froggy voice hung in his throat. "What you doing here? This here's the bus station." "I know. I came here looking for you." "Huh?" Ploox took a long swipe at his leaky schnoz with the back of his wrist. "Hey, little carpenter!" Mr. Plukowski's voice bellowed above the din, and for a split second the entire station fell silent. "What the heck are you doing here, boy?" He paused, but before Nicky Neill could answer, he barked, "Whatever your business, you ain't cutting in this here line, here?" "Oh, no, sir. I just dropped by to say so long to Ploox. George." Mr. Plukowski eyeballed the boy suspiciously. Then one of his hands shot up to his face and delivered a toothpick to his mouth. Nicky Neill watched as he began to work the pick around his teeth. His fist was the size of a plucked turkey. Mr. P had been a boxer in the Marine Corps and a war hero in Korea. The rumor was he still liked to fight. But at 6 feet 7 inches, no one had ever pushed the issue. Sir, if it's okay with you, I'll just talk with George a minute and then I'll be gone." "I reckon there ain't no harm in that. But don't be putting no silly notions in his head. I know all about your scheming and such, Buster. George is going away to school, and that's that." "Yes, sir. And I think it's a smart move." "Yeah, I'm sure you do." Then Mr. P glanced at his wristwatch. "I gotta go to the can, George. You stay put. As for you, Carpenter," he shot Nicky Neill a look that stopped his heart, "when I get back, I want you gone. Understand? I don't trust no professor's kid." "Yes, sir. Gone. I'll definitely be gone." Mr. Plukowski turned away and set off for the restroom. As he moved across the floor, the crowd parted to let him pass. Nicky Neill had to work fast. He sidled closer to his friend. "Look, Ploox, I don't have a lot of time here, so listen up. You know about my dad being on that project down in Mexico, right?" Ploox nodded. "Well, he disappeared in the jungle 3 days ago. Vanished. No one has seen him since. No one has a clue where he might be." "Oh!" Ploox's expression remained blank, but his eyes narrowed to tiny slits. "The smoke in here's something awful, ain't it?" "Yeah, it's bad, all right. But listen, I'm here because I'm running away from home. Now, today. I'm going to Mexico to find Dad." "Okay. You're here to catch the bus, too. Maybe we can sit together." Nicky Neill shot another look at the bathroom. Soon Mr. Plukowski would be out. "Ploox, I'm not taking the bus. I'm here for you." "Me? Why me?" "Because I need backup." "Oh, you mean like someone to stand behind you?" "Not behind me, Ploox. Beside me. I need a traveling partner. Someone who's strong and gutsy. You're my only choice." "Huh? Huh?" His mouth flopped open. "Why didn't your mama go? Or what about taking Finn as a partner?" "No way, Ploox. You think I want my mom wandering around in a jungle full of jaguars and snakes? If anything happened to her, we'd all be orphans. And you can forget about me taking my little brother down there. So what do you say, huh?" "Oh, sorry, Nicky Neill, but there ain't no way I can go with you. Pop's buying my ticket right now. I'm going to Pahuska, leaving at 10 till 2 for the Institute." He relaxed, and a satisfied smile spread over his face. I reckon I'm going to learn me a trade. And Papa says there'll be no flunking 6th grade a third time for me. No, sir. A 13-year-old's got to move on. No way, Ploox. You're not going to be on that 150 for a Pawhuska, hear me? You don't belong at the pit. You're a daydreamer, not a dummy. Come on, grab your bag. If you don't come with me now, you'll never be free again. But Nick, my dad's right here. I can't. It's a prison, Ploox. The place is surrounded with barbed wire and they lock you in your room every night. You don't want to go there. I don't care. I'm more scared of my pop than that joint. But this is your chance to be a hero. If we rescue my dad, even Josie Dobbs will want to be your friend. Nicky Neill hoisted Ploox's duffel bag off the floor and jammed it into his hands. We got to get out now. He put a hand on his friend's back and gave him a sharp nudge towards the exit. Before following after Ploox, Nicky Neill threw one last look at the bathroom doors. When he did, he locked eyes with Mr. Plukowski. Carpenter, you plant your butt right there. Mr. P plowed across the room, shaking a fist in Nicky Neill's direction. Where's George? Where's my boy? He's there, sir. Nicky Neill pointed to the ticket window. He's behind the counter. They're going through his bag. He's got too much stuff. What the? Mr. Plukowski turned away and stormed towards the ticket agent. But he didn't forget about Nicky Neill. You stay put, bub, he shouted over his shoulder. By the time the echo of his command had died, Nicky Neill was already through the door, snatching his bike away from the wall. As he scrambled around the corner, he spotted Ploox, standing on the loading dock, in plain view of the waiting area inside. Jeepers, get on! Where? The seat. Get on the seat. I'll stand on the pedals. Hurry up. Ploox's mom had sewn shoulder straps on his duffel bag. He slipped into it like a backpack and climbed aboard. He wrapped his arms around Nicky Neill's waist, and they were off. Why are you doing this to me, Nicky Neill? If my dad catches us, we'll both wish we was never born. It's too late to worry about that now. We're already gone. And loosen up with the death grip, huh? I need to be able to move if you want me to pedal. Oh, sure, you betcha. Say, what in the heck was your pop doing down in Mexico anyhow? Insects. He was studying insects. Insects? You mean like bugs? You know that, Ploox. My pop's a bug man, an entomologist. So what happened to him? Do you think a giant tarantula gobbled him up? Very funny, Ploox. All I know is he was studying bugs in some jungle down there and then poof, he disappeared. My mom just got word this morning he was missing. So why don't the cops down there go looking for him? It'd be a whole lot easier than you and me riding this dang bike all the way to Mexico. The police down there could care less about a college professor, Ploox. And don't worry about the bike. We're only headed for the edge of town. I got something else in mind for us. Nicky Neill quit talking and focused on pedaling. Ploox was heavier than he'd imagined, and whatever he had in his bag, it was solid, too. Hey, is this going to be an adventure? Nicky Neill decided not to mention the fact that Ploox's old man was already hot on their heels. An adventure, he gasped, straining to pedal and talk at the same time. It's going to be an adventure, all right. Just hang on, partner. And whatever you do, don't look back.